Good morning. We'll see some more about functions as we have seen in the previous video. In functions, we'll see how to use the local variables. Here, variables declared within a JavaScript function becomes local to the function. Local variables can only be accessed from within the function only. Actually, we have two types of variable, local and global variable. Local variable means whatever variable you have declared or whatever parameter you have used inside the function, that only will be accessed within the open of flower bracket and closing flower bracket. After that, you can't use that particular variable which you have given in the function argument or function parameter. Or if you have not used the parameters, in this particular example, here function name, there are no parameters, but inside that we have created one variable called car name, and we have passed one value called Volvo. Here this car name variable lifetime is within this particular flower bracket. You can't use the car name outside the function. So that's why we have written code here cannot use car name. If you see the example on this, we have written HTML body head tag JavaScript function, the P paragraph tag outside my function car name is undefined, and closing paragraph PID is equal to demo1 closing P, PID is equal to demo2 closing P, script my function name my function open parenthesis close parenthesis open flower bracket variable car name is equal to Volvo document dot get element by ID demo1 dot inner HTML is equal to type of car name. Here type of we have used a new keyword type of space car name. Car name is what? Our variable name. So what type of variable is that? Particular variable will be printed first and then the variable value will be printed. Type of car name plus within double quotes we have given a space plus car name semicolon closing function and document.get element by ID demo2.inner HTML is equal to type of car name. Here car name is limited only to this particular function, but what we are doing outside the function also we are using car name. Then we have close script, close body and close HTML. Now we'll see what happens when we execute this particular program. The output what will get is JavaScript function outside my function. Car name is undefined and type of car name is string I got, and then second type I got undefined because here car name is used outside my function. We will execute this particular code. Just save it. given name functype.html. Go to browser. Here, compile the program. Outside my function, car name is undefined, is what we are given in a paragraph. Then type of, we got a string for that variable name, and outside that we have that particular variable name cannot be used, so it is type is undefined. That's why we got undefined and there is no value. If you just change this particular code, so here variable car name is this in this particular. Now we'll give this, we have written this document.getElement we have written inside this particular function. That's why the variable name type we got, type of car name we got as string, and car name we got as value. We have used outside this particular function, so what happens, that particular car name is not available, and if you add this some more content, and if you try to print, what happens, we'll see. Undefined and nothing, undefined also gone. Now we'll add one global variable here. Variable car is equal to Lamborghini. Now here I'll change the code, type of car, then I am printing car, Control S. Now we'll see what happens. Now I execute. See, outside my function, car name is undefined. String I got Volvo and string Lamborghini, because this is inside and this is, we'll just make it a clear cut. Here we'll write document dot write, this is a global variable, and here, and this is what local variable. Just save it. So what is this is global and this is local. If we execute, not like this, but actually we have to change the code. Where actually have to write is inside this only. Here we'll write local variable and then here we'll write global variable. Local variable we got string, global variable string, global. So this is about our local and global variables. Next we will see some more programs how to pass parameters and how to use that arguments. Arguments in depth. Yeah. Argument objects. So all the functions in JavaScript can use arguments object by default. And arguments objects include value of each parameter. The arguments object is an array-like object. You can access its values using index similar to array. However, it does not support array methods. Now if you see the example on argument objects, function name, to show message, first name comma last name, alert, hello within double quotes, plus arguments of 0. So this first parameter, actually inside parameter or inside function, the first one we call it as argument. This we call it as a parameter as well as we call it as argument. So here written as arguments of 0 because index starts from 0. So arguments of 0 refers to first name plus within double quote given some space plus arguments of 1. Arguments of 1 refers to the second parameter of our function. Closing the alert box, semicolon, closing function. Show message, that is invoking our function within double quotes Steve, comma within double quotes jobs. So first name is Steve's, last name is Jobs. So this is function call. So first name is what? Steve's, and last name is Jobs, which is nothing but arguments of 0 is Steve's and arguments of 1 is Jobs. Similarly, we have used another function call that is bill you have used as first parameter and grades we have used as second parameter, which is nothing but this is arguments of 0 and this is arguments of 1, and another function call we have taken with the two integer values or numbers. So this 100 is arguments of 0 and arguments of 1 is 200. So whenever this function call is activated, this function is activated, you will get hello Steve Jobs, hello Bill Gates. hello 100 space 200. Now if you try to execute this particular, if you write complete program on this, how to write? First we'll write HTML, then body, h1 demo JavaScript arguments, object, close, heading tag, open script tag, function, show message, first name comma last name within parenthesis, then open flower bracket. So here we are writing the function body or code to the function, alert, open parenthesis, hello within double quotes, plus arguments of 0 plus within double quotes plus arguments of 1, closing alert, parenthesis and semicolon, closing function body. So 3 times we have called our function. This is a function call for one time, function call, closing script, closing body and closing HTML. Now if we try to execute this on our editor, so we have written the program. HTML body, h1 script, show message or function name. No, there is no arguments if you observe in the function, but even though there is no arguments in my function name, I am passing in function call, I am passing the parameters. Here while defining the function there are no parameters, but while calling the function I am passing the parameters. So even though if there is no parameters or argument, how to access this particular program? Simply writing or using argument 0, argument 1. So argument 0 will be taken as this, argument 1 will be taken as this. So same thing I am calling 3 times. I will execute. See, I have executed. I got hello space stew space jobs. Okay. Second function call, hello space bill space gets. The third function call, hello space 100 space 200. So I got the arguments with messages. Now we'll just make a little change. Let us see what happens. Here this is argument 0, this is argument 1. Now if we write this here argument 1 and here if we write argument 2, so we have to see what happens, right? Simply directly doing this correctly. If you do differently, what happens? You have to see. As we programmers should try all the possibilities. Now see what I got. Hello jobs undefined. So this is argument 1. This is argument 2. Argument 2 we haven't given. When we haven't given, it will take as undefined. Hello jobs undefined is first function call. Next, hello gets undefined is second function call. Hello 200 undefined is third function call. Right? If you are using it, you will get. If it is available, it is printing it. Here this is argument 2. So we got, this is argument 1, we got jobs. Hello jobs. Argument 2 is undefined. So that's why we got. Now if we add little more, zero. One. I added 3 here. 0, 1, 2. In 3 function calls, only for 1 and 3 I have given 3 arguments. For second I haven't given. No, we'll try. See, hello Steve Jobs is no more. Okay. Hello Bill Gates undefined because arguments 2 is not there. Hello 100, 200, 300 we got. So even though while defining the functions, so even though defining a function with no arguments, we are getting. Now if you give here with arguments like this, function show message first name comma last name, you pass the parameter here. See, now in our function definition I have passed 2 parameters and I am trying to access those. We'll see what happens. See, I got hello Steve Jobs, hello Bill Gates, hello 100, 200. So even though if you pass parameters, even though if you are not passing parameters, nothing is happening because this we are using arguments. Similarly, if you change this 1, 2, then save. hello jobs undefined, hello gates undefined, hello 200 undefined, because we are not having here the third parameter. If we are having the third parameter, first name, last name and some m, hundred. Comma. Now in our function definition we have passed three parameters and we will be using that three parameters. Now just save the program, execute. See, I got hello Steve Jobs 100, three parameters I have passed. Hello Bill Gates 500, hello 100, 200, 300. Hello Steve Jobs 100, hello Bill Gates 500, hello 100, 200, 300. Three times I got function call, so three times I got message. So even though if I am passing parameter, I am getting my things. If I am not passing parameter also, I am getting. So that's why it's saying an argument object is still valid even if function does not include any parameters. So that's what we have seen with this particular example. Now, if we are having multiple parameters, or if there is zero parameters in function definition, but you are trying to access in function call some multiple parameters, you can iterate them, because every time writing argument 0, argument 1, argument 2, 3, 4, why to waste the time when we can do the program? So an argument object can be iterated using for loop. Here simple example is given how to iterate. Function name. So this is the definition of the function, which is not having any parameters. Open flower bracket for variable I is equal to 0 semicolon I less than argument dot length semicolon I less than I plus plus. So here I is less than argument dot length means it will calculate the length of the total number of arguments which you have passed in function call, not in the function definition. This will be taken, it will get the length of the arguments in function call, not in function definition. Alert my plus plus, it will increment one element by one element and one element. So opening flower bracket alert, if that condition is true, it will enter into the for loop, it will activate the alert statement arguments of I. So initially arguments of I will be 0. If that argument of 0 is available in my function call, it will print. Next I plus plus means 1 less than that length. If I am having 2 elements, the length will be 2. So 1 less than 2 condition will be success. Arguments of 1 jobs. So here if you see the function call, I am having 2 arguments. This is 0, this is 1, and arguments of 0 will be stews, arguments of 1 will be jobs. If you see the program, HTML body, heading tag demo, JavaScript argument objects, closing h1 tag, opening script, function show message. This is not having any parameter. Writing function body for variable I is equal to 0, I less than argument dot length, I plus plus, open flower bracket, alert, arguments of I. It's printing each and every argument one by one, closing for loop, closing function, and this is function call. Just execute this. So in the program, in script I have written a function. This contains no parameters. For I is equal to 0, I less than argument dot length. It will calculate the length of the argument in a function called I plus plus. If it is having multiple arguments, this will be activated. Now we will see here stew, jobs, bill, and get. Total how many? 4 arguments. Right? So whenever this function call is there, so it will go to the function definition. For I is equal to 0, I less than argument dot length. What is the length here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So argument dot length is 4. It will calculate 4. Right? So what is I value? 0. So 0 less than 4. Condition is true. It will enter the for loop. It will enter for loop. It is entering for loop. It is activating alert statement. Arguments of I. Can you even add here document dot write arguments adding some more decorations to our program. So I added few decorations to print. So this is a function call. This is having argument. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4, right? So when function call is there, it will activate our function method or function definition. So we have argument.length as 4. So I is initially 0. So 0 less than 4 condition is true. It will activate the alert and it will print arguments of I value is 0. So arguments of 0 is Steve. So we get Steve, right? Then it will print this document dot write arguments of 0 is equal to Steve. We will go to the break. Then I is incremented. So I will become 1. 1 less than 4 because argument of length is 4. 1 less than 4 condition true. Again it will print alert arguments of 1, that is jobs. Again we are printing that using document.write. Now I is incremented. I will become 2. 2 less than 4 condition is true. It will activate alert arguments of 2, that is Bill. Then I increments. I will become 3. 3 less than 4 condition is true. It will activate alert. So it will print gets. Then again I increments. I will become 4. 4 less than 4 because length is 4. 4 less than 4 condition fails. It will come out of our for loop. Then it will go to the function that is also over. So it will print. Similarly, next we are activating this. It is having 4, it will print the 4. First we add some more. It's our wish, you can add anything. Now I'll execute. See what we got. We got Steve, which is 0 argument. Then we got jobs, which is argument 1. This is argument 2. Then this is argument 3. Then this is the next function call 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See. Argument 0 we got Steve, argument 1 we got jobs, argument 2 we got Bill, argument 3 we got Gates. Then for the second function call 0, 1, argument 1 we got 2, argument 2 we got 3, argument 3 we got 4, argument 4 we got 5 and argument 5 we got 6. So this is what the decoration I have given. So this, by seeing this output, okay, this is the number of elements. So we the programmer should do program such a way that it is understandable to the user. Now we will see some program on this. Using these arguments, we are just finding out the largest among the passed arguments. Now here I have written HTML body p largest among passed arguments /p. PID is equal to demo closing p tag script function find max. No parameters here. Variable I comma max is equal to 0. For I is equal to 0, I less than arguments dot length. So it will find out the length of the argument, total how many you have passed, I plus plus. Then if arguments of I greater than max, that is 0, this argument of 0, first element if it is greater than 0, it will go to max is equal to arguments of I. We'll just execute and then we'll show. Control C. So find max. Here this is our function call find max 10, 100, 342. So what we are doing, we are finding the maximum element. So the maximum element here is 342, right? So we should get 342 as the output. So how to get this? So this is 10 is argument 0, 100 is argument 1 and 342 is argument 2. So here we got length as length is equal to 3 we got, right? Then here arguments of 0, what is argument of 0? It is 100, 100 greater than 0, condition true, so it will enter, it will come here. In max, what is happening? Argument of 0 is storing, that is 100 is stored, right? Then closing, so this true, this is closed. What happens? I is incremented, right? Now I value is here, initially it's 0, now its I value is 1. So arguments of 1 is what? Sorry, this is arguments of 0 is 10, max is 10. Now I is 1, arguments of 1 is 100, 100 is greater than 0, so I will get max as 100. This is not max is 0, max value is earlier, it is 10, so 100 greater than 10, condition is true, it will enter into this if condition, so max is now becoming 100. Then I is increment, I will become 2, so 2 is less than 3, 2 less than 3, condition is true, it will enter into the if. Then what happens? Arguments of I value is there 2, now it has become 3. So when I value is 3, it is 342 greater than 100. It's 342 greater than 100, it's true, so it will come here, it will store max value as 342. Then it will go up, I value will be 3 less than 3, condition fails, so it won't activate. If this won't be activated, directly it will go to return max. Max value is what? 342. So when this is activated, what we will get? We will get as 342. We will just see this. See, when I executed, I got largest among passed argument is 342. And if you want to know what are the arguments, just simply add that. So add a little bit decoration. Control S. Executed. So largest among passed argument is 342. How we got? Because argument of 0 is 10, argument 1 is 100, argument 2 is 342. So among this, which is biggest? 342 is biggest, so that's our answer. And few more on functions we'll see in the next video. Thank you.